Anointed warriors, what up, spiritual family, and welcome back to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Minister Mongoose. Hey, listen, man, this is a different kind of ministry, and I am a different kind of minister. This is a holistic mind, body, and spirit ministry. And I'll talk a little bit more about what makes this ministry so different. I'll also provide you guys with some information or video where you guys can go check it out and get some information about what makes me so different or non-traditional when it comes to being a minister. Now, for now, I'd like to take another moment to welcome you guys to the channel. A special shout of love, thanks and appreciation to the longtime viewers, subscribers, and supporters of the ministry. But whether you're tuning in for the first time, you've been here long term, or you're anywhere in between, I welcome you, I value you, and I appreciate you. So, having said that, we're going to get right off into today's topic, man. We're talking about insecure men and insufferable women, aka narcissist, aka disciples of darkness, aka kings and queens of chaos. We can go on and on with this. But if your heart is in the right place and you have even just a smidget of good old-fashioned, and I don't know if you guys can notice, there's a couple gray strands of hair somewhere in the beard. I love saying that, guys. You know it. But on a serious note, man, if your heart's in the right place and you're old school, you can see the flimsiness, the fakery. You can see the fragility of it all. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? You know, we can't win like this. With a society that's been literally overrun, except for those of us who have decided we're going to stand our ground by way of this thing that we call infinite power. Besides us, the world seems to be overrun with men that are totally insecure. And these little lost women, totally insufferable. 100% insufferable. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about everybody, but again, if your heart is in the right place, you can see how these people are seemingly multiplying by the hundreds, by the thousands, daily, seemingly. Like, what is taking place with this, man? Mankind has really lost its way. You know, jealousy, as I, speak a little about the insecure men, for, these guys, or I don't know if they know it or not, but jealousy is a female trait. Men are not organically jealous. That's not something men are born to be. It's something that's taught, it's learned behavior, it's an indoctrination, it's a sign of the time, it's this weird energy that people seem to be operating from. But it's not organically a male trait, it's a female trait. And if you are what I would call an old school man, or you could be a younger guy. You could be a young guy, but you have old school values and principles and maybe teachings or parents or uncles or somebody that embedded within you what it means to be a man. And you can see, like, why is it so many guys out here quick to roll their eyes, to be irritated and agitated just by the presence of someone who is standing on a standard of manhood? standing on the standard of being what we would call a real man. Just because of that. I mean, you're not a real man. He's not about playing no games. He doesn't have any hang-ups with some type of tough guy syndrome. He's not intimidated by somebody that may be ahead of him or better than him in any type of category. He doesn't feel the need to compete against everybody and everything. He's a natural competitor. And being a natural competitor, a real man knows that the guy that he's competing with is the guy in the mirror. A real man knows that in order for a man to be able to conquer all men, he need only conquer the man within. But how many real men, how many men are you seeing out there with this attitude, with this way that they comport themselves? You don't see that a lot. You see guys that just feel like they need validation. They need approval. They need acknowledgement. They need to be what they call alpha males. They need, for you to acknowledge them. And that's not real man status. That's the status of a man that's wholly insecure. And quite frankly, I don't have time for clowns like that. And I mean, hey, listen, if you basically 15, I mean, back in the days when I came up, I don't know if you guys could see, maybe a gray hair or something there by now. Back in the days when I grew up, you had to be a grown man from a little child. You had to be grown right then and there. So we never got caught up in this flimsy, insecure stuff and attitude that these men nowadays have. And quite honestly, it's a lot of these guys that do have gray beards and are senior citizens. I mean, I'm a senior citizen, but there are guys who are vastly older than I am, and you see them insecure, jealous, feeling they need to be validated or they got to compete. They need attention. This is an insecure person, man. And these type of men are dangerous. These type of men are dangerous because every little thing rattles their cage. Every single thing pisses them off. Any type of thing that you don't agree with, you don't compliment them on, you don't acknowledge them on, is hating. It's rude, it's disrespectful, it's aggressive. They feel the need to retaliate. They feel the need to compete. These are dangerous men because any man that's operating from that type of feminine energy is dangerous. He's not like the old school man that will confront you. Flat out, hey man, is this a problem? Hey man, you know what? Problem or not, just don't like the way you look. I don't like your energy, dude. What's up? They're not going to come like that. Not these real insecure men of today. These are the kind of men that are dangerous because they'll wait until they catch you out back and they'll try to radio their friends and, and try to stick it in, in your back. They're not going to stick it in your chest. These are the men that spread rumors that, try to get the toughest, meanest guy to look at you and have a preconceived notion about you. This is how insecure men operate. Jealous about everything, intimidated about everything. I don't deal with it, man. And if you come around me with that energy again, you could be, I may give you a little bit of leeway if you're 13. But if you're 14, 15, because again, where I come from, you have to be a grown man at the age of a little boy. You should know better. If you're 14 or 15, 17, 25, and again, some of these guys are older than I am, say 65, 69, 73, and you see them. If they're white, you see that racist energy take them over. You see that skin go red. If they're black, you feel that so-called goofy thug energy and I'll hurt you and mean mugging energy. For what? Oh, I know. Because you're insecure. These people are dangerous, man. Type of grown man that instead of him confronting you, he'll go out there and key your car. A grown man. And the saddest part about it is, most times, or a lot of times, when you look at it on the surface, there's no reason for this clown to even be insecure. He may have a beautiful wife, beautiful kids and family, nice plush house, nice automobiles. Kids are in college. They're in great shape. The money is all lined up. Plenty of political influence and status in the community. Where's this insecurity coming from? They're insecure. You may not have half of those things. You may not have any of those things. You could be just went through a divorce, have no car, be overweight, no one likes you, whatever. They're still insecure about you, or by you when it comes to your presence. This is 10 to 15 categories beneath absurd, and yet here we find ourselves. So to the real man out there, black, white, yellow, red, brown, and you have to deal with these clowns, man. Stay sharp, man. Stay on your game. Keep your head on a pivot at all times. Excuse me. And don't trust these clowns. They'll smile in your face. They're not old school. Old school dude, if I don't like you, you're going to know I don't like you. Because whether I confront you or not, every time you look at me, you're going to get a look, you're going to get a vibe that says I don't like you. I'm not going to smile in your face. I'm not looking for your validation, your approval, none of that. So watch these clowns, man. They'll smile in your face and, try to knife you in the back and put something in your coffee when you go to the water fountain at work. These people are that pathetic, man. These cats have been totally emasculated. And I'm going to use that to transition into these insufferable women. These girls that may be of a woman's age, but they still are grade school, middle school at heart and conduct. What a turnoff. Ain't no real man attracted to you. Ain't no real man impressed by you. Ain't no real man interested in you. You and your little toxic energy. Because, a lot, again, when it comes to them, the same law applies or the same rule applies. Like sometimes you look at him, you're like, okay, baby girl, you should be totally confident. You look good. You look like you fell out of a Ebony or Jet magazine. You're driving a brand new car in great shape. Beautiful smile. It seems like you got everything going on for yourself. But the moment somebody don't acknowledge you, you crumble. You become hostile. You're the type of woman, these are the type of women that, regardless of how good they look, and again, from a human standpoint, beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm old school. I like beauty. Don't get me wrong. I put a priority on my sisters, queens of the Nile. But having said that, I like beauty. I like a sharp red car, like I like a sharp gray car, a sharp brown car, yellow car. That motherfucker, if you pardon my French, but you guys know this is a different kind of ministry. I do like to give a heads up if I'm going to use foul language, but whatever. But whatever color that car is, whatever color that house is, whatever color that outfit is, if it's sharp, I dig that. That's how I am. So on a human or a superficial level, totally beautiful. But with that attitude, if we were in a private place all alone and it was just you and I, and you dimmed the lights and lit up a couple candles and ran the bath water and warmed up the baby oil so we can give each other a massage. And you did all of that stuff. And you looked that great with that attitude. When you get butt naked, instead of me getting turned on, I would have to go take a shit. Disgusting, right? That's how disgusting some of y'all are. Excuse me, all of y'all that fit the criteria as an insufferable female, insufferable women with this toxic energy. No one owes you anything. Have some dignity, have some self-respect to be able to look in the mirror, to be able to look at your bank account, to be able to look at your past triumphs, your future triumphs, to be able to stay focused on your own goals. Whatever it is, have some dignity to be able to look at that and know that you don't need nobody to validate you. You should be able to validate yourself. But when you come around with this polluted energy, no real man is attracted to that. He's turned off by that. And we don't care about how you roll your eyes. We don't care about how you walk by whistling. We don't care about how you bend over, pretend you drop something and poke your butt up in the sky when you bend over. It's all a turnoff. Grow up. Real men, excuse me, not these insecure men. Real men are looking for some women that got some real confidence. Who knows that, hey, listen, I'm beautiful. And if you don't find me beautiful, fine, that's your decision. That's your loss. It's not going to affect me. I don't have a need to become retaliatory. I don't feel the need to become bent out of shape. Be a real woman. Because that's the only way you're going to get a real man. You can get these little insecure busters day in and day out. That's why they out there, because they done messed around all the time with beat down, emotionally beat down and distorted women like you, that they get, the old saying, the trash takes out itself. They've been taken out. That's why they out there. You can get them a dime a dozen and a discount on the weekend. But you can't get no real man with that polluted, toxic energy. You're insufferable. Nobody wants to be around that, and you can walk by and you can cock your legs and do your dance and whistle and make the little so-called slick comments that you want. No real man is interested in that, baby girl. It's a 100% turnoff. So look yourself in the mirror and have some dignity. Grow some dignity about yourself. And again, to my real brothers and to my real sisters, let me not forget that, because I got some real sisters out here. Again, my queens of the Nile, I salute and I celebrate. Real queens, of course, not these insufferable women that I'm talking about. My true queens of the Nile, and my true queens that are of different races and ethnicities. Salute to y'all, because y'all got to deal with these insecure bums. You got to deal with these clowns every day that think that because they look good. They think that because they got money. They think that because they're in shape. They think that because they're the CEO of the company, whatever. They think these things, but they got an attitude that if you was in a dark room with that dude by himself and all the things I just mentioned, the baby oil has been, warmed up slightly and you guys are ready to, get into some adult stuff. But his attitude, he'll make you run for the stars. You'll try to get away from him as far and as fast as you can, because he got a sick, polluted energy about himself, because he's insecure. And you know whether he's operating from this side of the pendulum in terms of being able to satisfy you or whatever, if he's coming from this side of the pendulum or that side of the pendulum, you know that it's not going to be enough. It's just going to be a blank space because he's an insecure dude. He don't bring nothing to the table that you look for in a man. When you go out with this clown, when you see this clown around, you can see he's always trying to compete against the other guys. He's always trying to show he's tougher than the other guys. He's smarter. He's wiser. He's more handsome. He's got more money. And that's a turnoff to you. So my sisters out here, you got to go through it as well. Dealing with these insecure minstrels. That's what they are. Insecure minstrels. You got to deal with them, and that's a challenge for you. Just like it's a challenge for real men to have to deal with these insufferable women. So we're all in this area, in this time frame, man, where, it's just weird, it's whacked out, and it's unfortunate. But again, it's fortunate too, depending on how you look at it, I always try to see a silver lining in everything. So it keeps me sharp and on my toes where I got to be so I could steer away from, this clown that's insecure, and I could steer away from this incubus, this succubus, that's insufferable. So it helps me stay sharp and on my toes where I need to be as a real man. And let me be clear, a real man is not about it's not about toughness. It's not about ego. It's not about being able to dominate. It's simply about walking in your masculine energy. I'm never too much of a man to actually be a man. I know how and when to humble myself. I know how and when to stand up for myself. I know how and when to be compassionate and give somebody a pass. I know how and when to hold somebody accountable. It's not about being tough and needing validation and, I need you to let me know that I'm doing so good, even though I can look at my own bank account, reflection in the mirror, family status, whatever. Why do I need you? That's a real man. But again, when you're hand on heart honest, how many men you see out there operating like that? And how many women do you see out there operating like that? Or does she? Seemingly, the more she has, the more she got going on for herself, the more she expects, the more she demands that someone bow down and kiss the ring. Baby, bye. This ain't that. This ain't that kind of picnic, party, or parade. And when I personally come across in one of these kinds of people, I try to steer as clear away from them as I can. I ain't mad. I ain't in retaliation mode. I don't think I'm bigger, I'm better. I ain't got to try to put nobody down. It's just, that's a turnoff for me. That's a repellent to me. And if you're a real man or a real woman and you're dealing with some of these bozos that I'm talking about, it's a repellent, to you. I'm embarrassed for some of these clowns. I'm embarrassed for them. Like, dude, you're a young man or an older man, but, young man, in great shape. Looks like you got a very attractive little lady and, you got your career lined up, your nice car, but you're insecure. Oh, no, dude, get away from me. Same thing goes with Miss Lady. You're fine, you're beautiful, got a career, dazzling white smile, great shape, but your personality, I'd rather wrestle a grizzly bear than to sit down, than to walk through the park holding your hand. I'd rather wrestle a grizzly bear, and not a friendly grizzly bear. A pissed off grizzly bear that somebody poked that's how your attitude is. So I might as well go ahead and live it out. Put the grizzly bear in a cage, stab him a couple times with that taser, rile him up with that taser, and then pour a whole bunch of honey over me and let the grizzly bear out I'd rather wrestle with that grizzly bear than to walk through a park holding your hand. Are we serious right now? That toxic garbage out of here. And so I'll finish where I started as I wrap this up, guys, with the insecure man. I could speak more to that because I am a man. And I see these clowns and again, I'm embarrassed for them. Like, wow, that's what you're teaching your children? That's what you're putting out to the universe in terms of what a man should be? And you despise a person even more, especially a real man. You despise real men. And if you're a real man watching this, you know it. They despise you even more. When you make it clear to them that, dude, I'm just not on that. I'm not trying to navigate that. I'm not trying to rise above that. I'm not trying to resist that. I'm just not on that. You can compete against yourself. I'm over here, dude. This is what I'm on over here. Some real man stuff. Minding my own business, dotting the I's, crossing the T's for what I'm on. You're just insignificant and unimportant to what I got going on over here. And wow, if you really want to see these insecure men break down and show their fragility, that's all that's required of you as a real man, is to just keep on minding your business and with an energy, with a genuine posture, a genuine mindset that makes it easy for these clowns, these insecure men to realize you're just not on that. You don't feel the need to have to rise above that, to resist that or nothing. You just own you. This is real man status. And when you want to see one of these bozos, these insecure men who are actually 10 to 15 categories beneath a bozo that they wish they was confident enough to be. They ain't even confident enough to be a bozo, man. Now take 3 seconds and think about that. This is how they are, though. You know it if you're a real man. You see it and experience it every day. You can't hardly go out and stay focused on you without realizing that everybody else is focused on you too. The insecure men and the insufferable women. But these are the times that we live in, man. So, keep your, stay buttoned up at all times. Keep your hard hat on. Keep your mouthpiece in. Keep your boots laced up and stand 10 toes down at all times. Keep your head on a pivot at all times. Keep your game on a pivot. Keep your energy on a pivot at all times. Because when that dude that's insecure, he's dangerous. When he comes around, he got that energy. You got to be ready. Slip, to catch, to parry, to walk away, to run, to stand your ground, to attack, to counterattack, whatever the case may be. You got to be on the pivot at all times. And it's the same thing with these clown, insufferable women. Like you owe them some attention. Really? Really? We can't, we can't move ahead like this, man. Somebody has to stop this, man. And it's up to real men and women to stop this, man, to stand on a standard of excellence. This is what masculinity looks like. And for the queens out there, this is what femininity looks like. So that's what I got for you guys in terms of today's message, man. I'm going to get out of here. Again, I believe, this ministry believes, that when you take a holistic mind, body, and spirit approach, it empowers you in all areas of your life. This is why he has given you a mind, a body, and a spirit. So whether you're trying to save more money, work longer hours, enjoy yourself more, have self-discipline, self-control, whatever the case may be, get to that goal, buy that house, get that spouse, whatever it is. When you take a holistic mind, body, and spirit approach to life, which is to say you do something every single day, regardless of how big or how small. You do something every single day that says, thank you, universe, that you have given me a strong mind, a sound body, and a clean spirit. I thank you. Now, what I'm going to do today to do that is, I don't know, maybe I'm just going to relax today. to let my body rest and recover. Maybe I'm going to put some extra fruit in there. Maybe I'm going to go for a walk. Maybe I'm going to exercise, go up a flight of stairs when I don't have to. For my mind, since you've given me a strong mind, then I'm going to make sure that my brain synapses are continuing to fire efficiently and effectively. So I'm going to research some new material. I'm going to check out some opposing views. I'm going to investigate some different cultures. How can I understand the world when I only just stay in my own little world? And then from a spiritual standpoint, maybe I'm going to fast today. Maybe I'm going to put in some extra prayer today. Maybe I'm going to engage in something like random kindness, an act of self-love, spending time in nature. Maybe I'm going to engage in some water therapy, some music or sound therapy. But whatever I'm doing, every single day I'm going to do something, regardless of how big or how small, that thanks to the universe for giving me a sound mind, a strong body, and a clean spirit. If that resonates with you guys, then I invite you to watch a video that's titled MBS Service Tutorial. That video is going to lay out to you the specific services that are provided by this ministry in an effort to help you achieve that goal of mental, physical, and spiritual health and wellness. Not only is it going to lay out the specific services, it's also going to detail each of those services in terms of what they consist of, how they're implemented, and how they can be beneficial to you and yours. Also, guys, please visit the physical fitness branch of the ministry located at mountfitnessmbs.com. And if you have any follow-up questions, or perhaps if you have interest in scheduling your initial consultation and evaluation in any or all of the services, hit that email link down in the description box. I'd love to speak with you. That same email link, by the way, can also be used for research and study material, prayer, meditation, advice, and perhaps if you have any subject matter that you'd like my 2 cents on, same email address can be used for all those different things. If you got value out of today's message, then that's a clear indication to you that someone else can also get value out of today's message. So please hit the share button, guys, and hit the share button, please. Some additional ways that you could show your thanks, your love, your kindness, and your support to this ministry is by making a monetary donation, whether it's $1 or $100. You send a powerful statement out to the universe that, hey, you are in alignment with these thoughts. You are in alignment with these beliefs. You are in alignment with what it is that this ministry is putting out. So if the Holy Spirit moves you to make a monetary donation, remember, $1 or $100. I'm going to leave an email link down in the description box. You can also show your thanks, your love, your support, and your generosity to this ministry by not only hitting the share button, and that share button means a lot to this ministry. Let me be clear. Hitting that share button means a lot to this ministry, but it may mean even more to the person that receives the message right at the exact time that you share it with them. So hit the share button, and then if the Holy Spirit moves you to do so, then also hit the thumbs up button, the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed, and the notification button if you like to receive notification when I upload new messages. Last but not least, guys, this is a holistic mind, body, and spirit ministry, which is to say that you are anointed to make sure and to achieving, regardless of what's going on, achieving that your mind, your body, and your spirit remains healthy, beautiful, and vibrant. You're anointed to achieve that. This ministry is anointed to help you achieve that. So if there's anything that this ministry can do to help you, reach out. That's what I got for you guys. I love you guys, all of you guys whose heart are in the right place. Thank you so very much for all the love and support. I am Brother Minister Mongoose, and I will holler back. Peace.